Welcome to another week of Shut Up and Poetry. We're your host. I'm Essie Says. This is Salak Khan, and we have such an amazing poet for you this week that we're just going to go straight into the poem. So get yourself some learning. This is Danny Strack.
$1.89 for gas. That is so cheap. I want to pour it all over my body. Slathered on that sunscreen. I think I want to swim in gasoline. I'm going to fill up my electric car. I'm going to fill the frame of my bicycle. Won't that make it heavier? Yeah, but it's so cheap. I want to start using it as a condiment. I slap it on my sandwich like mayonnaise. I want to use it as a glaze on my Easter ham. God damn, that's so cheap. I want to start drinking it. Move over to Long Island iced tea. Give me some Texas tea. Hoo-wee! That is cheaper than a gallon of clean water at that same station. I'm used to only seeing this number grow. Holy frack, how did it get so low? Well, holy frack, we fracked the holes. What does that mean? It's not that complicated. Here in America, we had all this oil that was too deep underground to get to with traditional drilling methods. So we invented a new technique called hydraulic fracturing, or fracking, which is where they take clean water, mix it with toxic chemicals, then pump the mixture underground so it forces the oil up. They leave all the toxic stuff underground to contaminate the drinking water and soil, but that doesn't matter because now we got all this oil. Just so much oil. I want to use it to deep fry my turkey this year. So much oil we're going to need America's whole bread basket to sop it up. So anyways, OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, right, they generally control the price and production of oil. They saw that America had all this oil, and so they're maintaining high production in order to artificially keep the price down, and that is why a gallon of gas now costs about the same as a venti coffee from Starbucks, or half of a grande mocha from Starbucks, or a third of a bag of ground roast coffee from Starbucks. I'm just saying, coffee at Starbucks is unreasonably expensive. Yet, gas is unreasonably cheap right now, which is great. You know what's not great? Stealing back the shitty land we gave the Native Americans in the Dakotas so oil barons can profit from ruining it. What's not great is we didn't used to have earthquakes here in Texas. They started fracking around Dallas, and guess what? For the past 3 years, earthquakes in Dallas every year since. What's not great is flammable tap water in homes too close to fracking sites. What's not great is over 7,000 Americans already made sick from living too close to fracking sites. So anyways, fracking is where you trade clean water for cheap gas. And now you can buy a gallon of gas for less than a gallon of clean water at that same station.
Oh my god. Amazing poem.
So good.
So good. Like, as soon as I saw this poem, I texted my brother and sister who live in Denton and Plano area and was like, what do you guys know about fracking? So Danny is a master at getting people to care and take a look about subjects that matter. And obviously, he is an incredible performer, so energetic, just like literally throws himself around on stage for us, which I really appreciate.
It's a little concerning because he's so close to the edge. But,
yeah, sometimes
it's...
kids say he's never run into anyone before. But what he does is this technique called obfuscation. Say it.
I don't. What is
obfuscation.
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 It's right down there. Just read it.
Yeah. So he does that, and all that means is hidden meaning. And so he is brilliant at this. So he'll start talking about something in the beginning of his poem, and you're like, oh, we're talking about cheap gas and oil, and he's making all these Texas references, and we're like, yeah. And then he takes it to a point of ridiculousness, which is just fun. It's like humorous, and he's like, let's shower in oil and swim in it and deep fry our turkeys because we're Texans, yeah. And then all of a sudden he's like, he starts introducing the word frack, and then he starts talking about fracking, and you're like,
such a brilliant way, like, holy frack.
Oh, this is what this poem is going to be about.
Yeah.
And so it's amazing.
I definitely fell into that camp of just like, oh, I think this is going to be another funny Danny poem, and And then like, I'm like going along with this like, oh, I love cheap gas. You know, this is the greatest thing. And now I'm not. I don't think I love cheap gas anymore. And he's really brilliant about educating his audience and about something that's really complex. I mean, I remember voting when they voted on this. This was I remember thinking this is probably not something I'm going to really care about. I'm probably not going to do a lot of research on this. It was just like, it just seemed so complex. It was presented as a really difficult way, and I think that was done on purpose. But he sums this up so succinctly, and he does it in 3 minutes, but he also does it within the poem in a single line. You know, like fracking definition, trading clean water for cheap gas.
Right.
That is terrifying.
Yeah.
And he put like, that is the real issue here, is that like that's how they get this stuff out of the ground, and that's horrible.
Yeah. I love that he ends the poem on a serious note, because that's what he does, is he takes these topics that he cares about and he's like, how can I make this interesting, and how can I get the audience to really listen to me?
Yeah.
And so I just felt like he really honored the poem by ending it with, now you can buy a gallon of gas for cheaper than you can buy a gallon of clean water at the same station.
It's phenomenal what he's able to do, and he's just such an incredible poet just in general, but he's so good at taking complex issues and making them relatable, understandable, and giving you a vision of like the big picture here. And so we'll have more information about Danny in the description section below, but let us know what you thought of his poem. This is a really important issue, and you know, Danny's the kind of person that would love to have conversations around this, so definitely let us know what you thought in the comment section. He actually just released a chapbook, a new one. It's called, the title of it is 52, the number 52, and all of his poems are kind of follow this pattern of like being inspirational, educational, but just like brilliant in general. So definitely we'll have a link to his chapbook. Check it out, buy it. He's an incredible poet, one of the best I've ever seen. So we'll have that information in the description below. Let us know what you think, and then don't forget to follow Shut Up and Poetry. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on the latest in the world of slam poetry, and we'll see you guys next week for another episode of Shut Up and Poetry.
Yay!
And just, you know,
Yay!
awesomeness. Take care. See you soon.
Shut up.
In poetry.